CBS News political director John Dickerson is also in Washington. John, good morning.
Good morning, Nora.
So it's interesting. We hear a number of Republicans over the weekend and then Senator Corker on our show here on CBS This Morning saying they are not obligated to this anti-tax pledge that they all signed by Grover Norquist. Does that suggest we're closer to compromise?
We're closer, but it may only be measured with a micrometer. Everybody understands that revenue needs to come from somewhere, but the big deal has always been, well, how do you get it? Now, the president has said he doesn't see a way to get it without raising those tax rates on the most wealthy. Republicans, even those who are inching towards compromise here, are saying, yes, they're for revenue, but they don't want to see rates go up at all. So then it gets into a counting question. How much money can you get through fixing the tax code? And once you start tinkering with the tax code, you invite swarms of lobbyists. Then you get into a timing question. Can you raise enough revenue through tweaking the tax code by the end of the year to get something done, or do you have to do a short deal and then do the harder work of tax reform later? And that's just the tax piece. There's also, of course, entitlements that Major mentioned.
There's also something called momentum and having the results of an election. Do you feel that there is a difference this time so that maybe they can push it over the hill?
Certainly in talking to White House officials, they say, elections have a clarifying effect. And that's what they see in these new comments from Republicans about being open to some money coming from revenue somehow. And one of the things that congressional leaders, Republicans, are going to do is see what their members coming back from the break, what they feel, how the momentum has affected them. There are a lot of these House members that John Boehner's dealing with who may have gone home to their districts and heard a lot of people saying to them, don't buckle, don't budge on taxes. Right. And that's the question, is what they're going to hear when those members come back into town.
So, John, I think that's really the key point, because even while we hear this message from Senator Chambliss and from Senator Corker and from Senator Graham talking about additional revenues, doesn't it matter what Leader Cantor in the House and John Boehner and those House Republicans, especially because any new tax reform's got to be written in the House Ways and Means Committee?
Yeah, I don't want to start a fight between the House and the Senate, but you mentioned a number of senators there. What the White House would want to see is a number of members of the House, particularly Tea Party-backed members, giving John Boehner some wiggle room here on the question of revenue. And even if they give him wiggle room, there's going to be this crucial question of what the details are.
John Dickerson, thank you.